Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and it is TWAB Day. This week at Bungie dropped, and we've got quite a bit of news. So first thing is first that I want to talk about, Festival of Lost is going on right now, and the Cipher Decoders that some of you guys have been trying to get have been extremely hard to come by. Well, it seems like this has been made better for, I think, the activities at least that it was intended for. Seeing out there on Twitter, if you go run like an Adept Nightfall, like the basic Nightfall that's match made with no modifiers, this guy right here, Nightfall the Ordeal, Adept 750. I saw somebody saying they got this on like basically 30 out of 33 Nightfalls that they did. So if you need Cipher Decoders in here, you know, not really too difficult. You're going to have matchmaking on at 750. Shouldn't be anything crazy, and at least depending on what the strike is, you can run through this fairly quickly. So Cipher Decoders do seem to be dropping faster. I did a couple strikes earlier, and I did not get one, I think, from either one. So I potentially would probably advise you to go into the match-made Nightfalls instead. I'm not sure how they're dropping in Crucible and Gambit, but to my understanding, and DMG on Twitter seems to basically be saying that Cipher Decoders should be dropping more frequently, so hopefully the grind for these things for this month-long event can be done a little bit quicker. That being said, the whole fact that there needed to be a grind, that's a tale for a different day, but other than that, we've got some other stuff to talk about. And that stuff is what dropped in the TWAB today. So if we pull up This Week at Bungie, you guys can see the main focus is talking first about Festival of the Lost, and they did say it was fixed. They even mentioned here that it was kind of like a working fix, like while they were writing it, and then it actually came out later. So if you guys haven't played for Festival of the Lost, remember there's some cosmetic stuff that you can earn. That's the ship, the sparrow, and the, what can I remember, ghost. Those are all earnable through the event. They're done by candy once you unlock a certain number of caches that you need the Cipher Decoders for, which I just talked about. It's like 15, 30, and 45. Once you have enough caches opened with enough candy, which candy is not hard to come by, you're going to be able to, from there, at least buy the 3 cosmetics. Now, the armor sets that are available from the event, those are going to be purchasable, as I kind of figured. Those are going to be coming from Bright Dust or silver. It's really up to you. Bright Dust is 6,000, 1,500 silver per armor set. So again, if you're looking for all 3 armor sets for 3 different character classes, you're looking at 45 bucks in silver. So you can decide to do with that as what you will. I still wish those things were cheaper. Believe me, I agree. I may pick one of them, and I got the the Solstice of Heroes stuff for my Titan. I might do the set for the Warlock, but I'm honestly not sure I'm going to buy any of them. If I can get the cosmetic ship, Sparrow, and Ghost, that's probably where I'm going to stop. That's just me. You guys can decide to do what you want. Now, you guys also have seen my big trailer breakdown for the weapons and gear. We got like 10 new exotics coming for Beyond Light that we know about. Of course, we also know Hawkmoon was mentioned at some point. So we do know there's a lot of stuff coming for Beyond Light, which is cool. So there's a full video breakdown of that one that I did, basically talking about everything. There was the one big grenade launcher I figured out later that I thought was a fusion rifle, but we go over every exotic that they talked about, full detail. Now, 2 big things that we know about Beyond Light for this one are the new light experience, which is for any new player coming in from Beyond Light onward. And then they also talk about armor mods. That's the interesting discussion, but let's touch on this real quick. They basically say they're revamping the new light experience because previously you would walk in, you do like one mission, and then you just have like a whole bunch of crap to go do. So at this point, they've actually tried to streamline it a bit more, actually make you stay in the Cosmodrome, which is the zone that's going to be coming back to Earth, separate from the European Dead Zone. So the Cosmodrome is going to be up there, and anyone's going to be able to play this quest. So even if you are a new, by the way, my monitor's over there if you're wondering why I'm looking that way, but anybody's going to be able to play through this quest, so it's actually a pretty cool experience. And they actually say Shah Han is this character guy. He's basically going to be your tour guide as a new Guardian. He's going to show you the ropes, take you through, show you some of the systems. You're going to be able to do a little bit. And it says you're going to spend your first few missions getting acquainted with the world of Destiny 2. You have the opportunity to take a few new weapons out for a spin, find engrams, and try a different armor, and see our progression system, and have some time to learn how to navigate the user interface to understand quests, bounties, collections, and more. All of this will happen before you set foot in the tower. So I like the fact that it's not just like one mission, go to the tower and go get lost. They're actually going to take you through some more of the game systems, the weapons, the engrams, the progression, all of that stuff before you actually go to the tower and then go explore the entire solar system, which is what you used to be able to do. Now, it does say that any player can go experience the New Light quest. Even if you've been a current Guardian, you're going to be able to go through it. So with everything going in the Destiny content vault, they're using this as a time to kind of revamp the new player system, because if you guys think about it, Most of the year one stuff is gone. Most of the year one campaign is like half non-existent. There's planets that were involved in it. They needed to make some new way to do this, and they're actually giving the new Light Guardians a real decent like place to get their feet wet before they go, go to the town and be like, I've got 5 other planets to explore. So I think this is a good thing. Hopefully it pays off overall. I'm just kind of curious to go see the Cosmodrome on PC, since that was only a Destiny 1 thing on like my OG PS4. So I'm very intrigued to see what the Cosmodrome looks like on my monitor. Even if it's just 60 frames per second, like high field of view, eventually I'm going to go like 4K, but right now it's 1440, so that's what I'm stuck with. Either way, can't complain. PC is still pretty good stuff. Now from here, the next thing that we've got is the big chunk, and these are modifications. And the main pieces that I want to touch on are the energy type requirements, enhanced mod rebalancing, raid mods, and then combat mods, and these are the main 4 points. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Don't expect you to read that fast. First one is energy type requirements up here. Now, they basically state all of the weapon-oriented mods. And you're going, what are those? Hand cannon loader, fusion rifle ammo finder, ammo reserves, all those types of things have been changed to any energy type. And I cannot believe it took them a year to do this, but they did finally do it. They said this has been a consistent piece of feedback since Armor 2.0 launched. Yep. It has been a thing since Armor 2.0 launched. Now, a big system change like that is something that can take a full expansion to launch. I'm just glad it's happening now as opposed to like 2 years from now. So at least most of the weapon related mods that you're dealing with are going to be kind of universal. You don't have to worry about having an arc piece of armor, even though you want to use a rocket launcher with a auto rifle and a sword or whatever. I mean, those don't obviously work together, but you guys get the idea. Any weapon mod can be used on any piece of armor. It doesn't matter if it's arc, solar, or void. So the weapon mods, use them however you want to. They were worried about having 3 pages being too much confusion, but I have like 20 pages of shaders and ornaments. We all seem to do fine, so I'm glad they're on board. Thumbs up there. Gotta find my camera. 2 thumbs up. Apparently this is not even. Enhanced mod rebalancing. Second piece here, and this is actually a good thing as well. So enhanced mod rebalancing, we've got all mods that have an enhanced version of that mod. Let's take like enhanced hand cannon reloader, which is probably a popular one, have had the base mod's efficacy increased to match the level of enhanced version. As a result, those enhanced mods have been deprecated, and the base mod's energy costs have been adjusted upwards slightly. So they won't be the same. So take like enhanced hand cannon reloader versus hand cannon reloader, for example. I think enhanced was 5, regular was 3. My guess, you take enhanced hand cannon reloader, make just hand cannon loader be more effective. So it's basically the same as an enhanced mod. It might cost 4. So there's going to be a balance of some things maybe cost the same or a little more, but if there is an enhanced version of said mod, you're going to be getting the normal version of it, and that's all you need. So now the nice thing is, if you want to stack those mods, say you want double scavengers or double reloaders, you're getting the efficacy of a double enhanced mod now. And also, since it's enhanced, you might actually choose to be like, well, I've got one enhanced, maybe I can go enhanced sniper and hand cannon loader, because both function as enhanced now. Generally, I think this is a good thing. Overall, can't really complain about this one. Now, the divisive topic is going to be right here. Raid mods. Now, starting, and this is going to hit some people hard, but overall, you guys hopefully will see why this is probably in the long term a good thing, because even I've used these in certain places, and they kind of feel like a crutch or almost kind of a must-have. It can be done without it. Trust me, just ask Esoteric. He does everything without anything. He'll do it with a sword and a sidearm, but still. Raid mods, starting in Season 12. Last Wish, Garden of Salvation, and the upcoming Beyond Light raid armors will now drop with a 5th dedicated armor mod socket that is exclusive for the mods related to that raid. That is a good thing. Now, the fact that we're actually getting a reason to go get raid armor, it has its own socket. Hopefully the raid mods don't cost very much, since they're going to be very specific, and they're going to work specifically for that raid. So now you have a reason to acquire an entire armor set for especially the new raid, and that armor set is going to have specific benefits to that raid. This is stuff I've been waiting on for a very long time, so this is a good thing. 100% cannot argue with this. Last Wish and Garden of Salvation armor. Now, this is one that's going to kind of burn some people. Last Wish and Garden of Salvation armor acquired prior to Season 12, aka right now or before, will not have this dedicated armor socket, but we'll still be able to use the mods related to that raid in a new Legacy armor mod socket. So apparently you're still going to be able to use older mods and potentially the mods from that specific raid. kind of unclear, but the idea is if you've been going into Last Wish, you're putting in the wish wall every week and you're going to get those 3 pieces of armor, those are not going to be exactly the same as the new pieces of armor, so you're still potentially going to have to go punch in the wish wall in Last Wish raid and go get some of that armor if you want the newest stuff. I can't quite tell by reading that they will still be able to use the mods related to that raid. So, seems to still be like Last Wish would still function the same way in the new Legacy Armor mod socket. Have to see how that functions. May not be as much of a grind, potentially, as we think. Just have to see how it goes. Now, here's the bummer for a lot of people. Anti-Taken mods. That's anything... Let me go to my character real quick. So, when they talk about Anti-Taken, Anti-Fallen, and then, I'm forgetting one, Anti-Hive. There are 3 different sets of mods that you can get from raids. So you've got Taken, Armaments, Invigoration, Repurposing, and Barrier. Fallen, Armaments, Barrier, Invigoration, Repurposing, and then somewhere over here on the next page, you have Hive in the same way. Armaments, Repurposing, Hive, and Invigoration. Fallen, I'm going to get my finger to show up, and Hive are going to be completely deprecated, aka not going to function anymore. Now, for a lot of people, they were thinking when it comes to the next raid, likely to be Fallen-based. A lot of people have a hunch around that since Aramis is going to be a Fallen captain, or Kel, basically. Everybody was thinking going to farm Scourge of the Past, especially the, Sparrow run, to get some of these Fallen mods was going to help you out. Not going to be able to take those into the new raid. Now, in the new raid, you potentially are going to be getting raid-specific mods, but... Sorry. Had a weird itch. The old mods, not going to help you. A lot of people wanted Fallen Armaments. Defeating a fallen enemy with a grenade grants heavy ammo, and it puts it directly into your gun. So if you've been using machine guns like I have before, it's a thing. Fallen Repurposing, Fallen Barrier, Fallen Invigoration. Defeating a fallen enemy, it refreshes your class ability. Receiving fallen damage gives a 20% reduction in damage for 10 seconds. Now, I don't know if these stack completely. I think you only get one of them. Fallen Repurposing, destroying a fallen shield, refreshes your grenade ability. Now, the Fallen mods and the Hive mods are both going away. The Taken mods, because the raid was specifically designed around these mods, Taken Invigoration, Repurposing, Barrier, and Armaments, because the raid was designed around these mods, you are still going to be able to use these mods, but only in Last Wish. So let's go back to the TWAB. All right, so you can read it right here. Anti-Taken mods from Last Wish will only function in the Last Wish raid. Nowhere else. Anti-Hive mods from the Leviathan raid will be deprecated. Anti-Fallen mods from Scourge of the Past will be deprecated. Now, this is going to burn some people because we are about a month away, and a lot of people had the suspicion that getting these mods from a lot of Scourge of the Past Sparrow runs was going to be worth it in Beyond Light. I would like to have seen this much sooner if that was the case. If they knew these... Now, again, this is something they may not have known completely 100%. They may have been testing things. That's a thing. You only can assume so much. You never know how things are going to work in the future. And I kind of get that. I mean, Scourge of the Past is roughly 2 years old at this point, so it's, somewhat fair. But the main reason they're doing this is right here. With the raids that provide the source of these mods going into the DCV, we have the opportunity to gracefully remove these mods from their long-reaching consequences. Last Wish was designed and balanced with its anti-Taken mods in mind, and will remain part of the game and continue to reward players with these mods. However, to prevent those far-reaching consequences mentioned above, we are aligning those mods with the other raid mods and making them function only in the raid that they drop them. And the main reason they mention it is... they explain it perfectly in like one sentence. They have proven to be problematic in Gambit. Many of you guys know that Gambit is always going to have Taken enemies in it. You've got the invaders. You've got, obviously, the blockers. You've got all of those things in Gambit that are related to Taken. And as heavy ammo is usually a pretty crucial resource in Gambit, getting heavy ammo in Gambit from a Taken enemy with these mods on would still work. All you got to do is kill him with a grenade. So if you're playing like Blocker and you kill a goblin with a grenade and you instantly get heavy ammo, you go invade with a Xenophage, you got 8 bullets to go kill a bunch of people. It's not really hard to do, so all you got to do is save your grenade, kill a goblin, you're good to go on heavy ammo. That was all you had to do. This, unfortunately, has been one of those things that has been a bane of their existence since they were introduced. The Anti-Hive and the Anti-Fallen also were a piece that are going to be changed because, mainly, it allows them to balance the game more around the actual encounter itself and not having to keep these mods in mind. It's nice, again, that these mods have been fun to use, but unfortunately it's also going to say that they're trying to not have these mods be something they have to design an encounter around going forward. So, that being said, Pit of Heresy. Anti-Hive mods are going away. If you have them and you haven't soloed Pit of Heresy, do it before Beyond Light launches. Oh, and Anti-Taken. Prophecy. I don't know how Prophecy is going to come back and or when. They kind of mention in a future season, so it's unclear at this point. If you haven't soloed Prophecy or the Solo Flawless or any of those type of triumphs that you're going for, now is the time while Taken mods still work. So you have about a month. Get on it if that's your goal. They also mentioned combat mods. They said all armor released in Beyond Light and Season 12, all Last Wish and Garden of Salvation armor acquired starting Season 12, and all Armor 2.0 exotics, basically any exotic you have right now, plus those already possessed by players, will have a combat-style mod socket. In Season 12, this socket will accept all Charged with Light and Warmind Cell mods. So, all armor that you acquire from Season 12 onward is going to accept Charged with Light mods, Warmind Cell mods, and whatever mods they decide to introduce in the future. And it's going to be that year-long mod socket or combat mod socket. However it works, they're all going to accept those. So that's actually pretty cool. All Armor 2.0 acquired during this previous year, Season 8, 9, 10, and 11, have had their seasonal mod sockets replaced with a single unified legacy mod socket that can socket all Charged with Light, Warmind Cell, Nightmare Hunt, Garden of Salvation, and Last Wish mods. So they're consolidating the mod sockets. They're cleaning up the weapon, requirements between Arc, Solar, and Void. They're making that a lot cleaner and simpler so you can use those anywhere. The major bummer, I think, for people is going to be the fact that we're losing the anti-Taken, Hive, and Fallen, especially for some of those who have grinded for those. But that being said, it allows them to develop encounters that don't have to account for these mods. So overall, generally, it's a good thing. And that's the main stuff. There's a fashion show and there's some current stuff. But the big thing is, currently, Festival of Lost, the Cipher Decoders should be dropping better. From what I've seen on Twitter, my advice, go to the Adept Nightfalls, they're match made. Spend some time in there. You might even get some, stuff out of there if you bump up a level in difficulty and you're trying to grind for some other stuff. Two birds with one stone, but Adepts are probably going to go the quickest. And if you are grinding for any of these mods, you can probably stop. For the Fallen ones, you can give up on your Scourge of the Past runs. And if you do have the Hive mods, or you're still trying to get those and do a solo Pit of Heresy or Prophecy, my advice, do it before Beyond Light launches, because for one, Pit of Heresy, not going to be as easy with the Hive mods in the trash. And then Prophecy, whenever it comes back, you won't have access to those either. So that's basically all we've got for today. Thank you guys very much. Last Word podcast will be live tomorrow morning. It'll be 9 a.m. Eastern time. We've got Paul Tassi coming on, awesome writer from Forbes. He's always covering Destiny. So we have a lot to talk about between the new exotics, this. So it's going to be a really fun podcast. Join us 9 a.m. Eastern. My Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Ebontis. You guys can find me on Twitter. And then, of course, right here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. If you have thoughts about any of this stuff, leave a comment. Love to see it and see what you guys have for thoughts. I will see you soon. See you in the morning on the podcast. Get some sleep.